What's going on, everybody? Of course, it is Behind the Scene here, live from the Loft 100 studios in San Diego, California. I am Gunz. That is Dicky from the My Bosstones and the Defiant, and Sully Sullivan with us as well. What's up, fellas? How are we doing today?
I'm wearing merch.
Doing great.
I'm wearing merch.
He's wearing his own shirt.
I know that. I know that you're gonna give me heat.
What the hell?
Hey, listen. As long as we're this level, I'm wearing everything. You're like I didn't wear a hat and the freaking.
It's a nice logo.
I think so too.
It's a really good-looking
It's a beautiful
shirt.
logo. Yeah, it's. Yeah.
And the black is slimming.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah,
You look great.
Yeah, you might have to get a little bit more vintage.
Yeah, take it easy. Take it
all right,
easy.
Hey, all right,
You want more of an '80s rip,
Boston, calm down over
like a torn piece of paper thing.
No,
Like
you want to know
what?
why the hell is he allowed to come in here with all this Boston-colored bullshit? That's what I want to know. I mean,
Because he dresses like Thurston Howell III.
Yeah, exactly. Wearing a tie. Who the hell don't wear a tie? What is this?
I dressed up for the show. Sorry.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
The problem is,
No collars
here's the
allowed
problem:
from
is
here
so
on
did
out.
Gunz and so did I.
Yes. These are the.
That's more of a statement on us than it is on you.
And
I can
listen,
tell you
that is the beauty about Behind the Scene for all the listeners and viewers out there, because you will get three different vibes, three different perspectives, three different opinions on every single music topic.
Yeah,
out
here's
there.
an opinion for you. Hold your bracelet up so my friends at home can make fun of you.
I got my own.
That's a man.
Wow, that's very Lenny Kravitz of you.
Look at this.
Those are adorable.
Very Lenny Kravitz.
Where did you get them? Tell us where you got them.
I got a couple fans. This one
Got his
says,
mom.
this one says my name
niece.
on it. It says Gunz.
Gunz, okay.
Yeah, some
With a
fan
Z?
gave me
That's
this
for
one.
TSA.
Yeah, exactly. This was, oh my God, the Gunz show.
Do you have Dicky,
OMG?
Bosstones,
Is it
or
oh my
Sullivan
God
on
or
there?
OMG?
No, I do not have it. Do you want me to be wearing
I think
your
we should have a
bracelets
Sullivan,
around?
Dicky, and a Bosstones thing. Or behind the scene, at least.
I will tell you this, though. We do have bracelets that I would definitely be wearing from our guests that we have today, because, listen, there's a rock resurgence, there's a ska revival, and there is a 90s movement coming back today.
Feeling that 90s stuff.
Yes, absolutely. And guess what?
It's hitting me in my algorithm.
It really is. It's coming across all social media.
Ska's hitting me in the cockles of my heart and the subcockle area as well.
Yes.
I think the 90s thing's coming back.
Absolutely. And listen, we're going to not have just one, but how about two great guests, award-winning guests. We're going to speak first with Kevin Griffin from Better Than Ezra. He's also a esteemed producer. He's also working on something that's really interesting right now, because, fellas, the topic of AI, artificial intelligence, and algorithms has really not only gotten involved in, the certain aspects of business out there, but especially the music industry.
Well, if you think in terms of how you made it in this business,
Yes.
and how we are climbing in this business, it's two separate things 25 years later.
Oh, yeah.
And what's interesting, let's say two separate things. You used to have if you got played on K-Rock in LA or somehow got an A&R guy from a record company, you're in the business. These days, that doesn't really exist the same. Although we luckily get played on K-Rock, we get played on your show, we get played on.
It's a whole different animal now.
It's a different animal because
it's a different beast.
And some would say it's more democratic because you're able to release as small of a guy or gal as you are. You can release tomorrow, right on Release Radar or right on somewhere else on Spotify and Apple Music. But there's so much of it.
There's so much.
It's almost impossible to read through to make it.
And
that's the problem.
And think about this, there's so much to it when you're competing against other humans. Now you're also competing against an algorithm and also AI and bots and things that are creating music without you. So there's got to be a way.
I like the idea of it. I like what you guys are saying about it. I hear it and everything, but I don't fully understand it. And that's why I took this job.
Yeah. So you
I feel like when we're done here, I'll understand.
Can I jump the shark a minute on that, because the end of the story is to make it in the music business is the same as always. Not the mechanics to get there. You got to play.
Got to play.
You got to. It really is.
Well, it's good songs.
Of course.
And
But you got to play live.
What's your product?
And that's the advice I give anybody that asks me on this journey. You got to play. I don't care if it's in a hotel lobby. I don't care if it's free at a freaking Don Miguel's Mexican place here in San Diego.
Right. Yeah.
Or whatever.
Did you do that?
Oh, hell yeah, we did that. I mean, we played as a 10-piece band for $300 a night at the Kraken.
Yeah.
Who else do we got on the show?
Well, listen, speaking of it, we got people that have, when it comes down to music, as well as people that have done shows, that continue to do shows. Not only do we have Kevin Griffin from Better Than Ezra with all their hits, but we've got AJ, lead singer from Lit, who, of course,
come on.
Massive songs. So
got such a
you want to
story
talk about
about that.
90s, you want to talk about bands that know how to...
Dicky, when you guys first started playing, you played those small stuff for free and everything else, didn't you? To get out there, you just
I
started
didn't
playing?
play Don Miguel's.
Yeah, but you were in Boston, so you played.
Don Miguel's a
I played some
You played patio furniture stuff.
Chowder plays.
Charlie's Clam Chowdish.
Yeah.
But it's going to be, we're going to have an absolute blast. These are two legends legends within the music industry and beyond. And we're going to talk to them about the best of the old, the best of the new, and the best of what's to come, because both of them are putting out new music as well.
And what's happening behind the scenes on those guys?
The 90s.
The 90s are so back, but we're bringing you the modern touch to it, if you would. It's behind the scenes, it's Gunz, it's Dicky Barrett, it's, of course, Sully Sullivan right here. Keep it here. You are going to love today's episode. Let's go. We are back here behind the scene. Everything you think you know about the music industry and more. Of course, I am Gunz. That is Sully Sullivan right there. And that is Dicky Bear from the Mighty Mighty Bosstones and the Defiant, fresh off a hot show down in Dallas.
Is the problem wearing Sullivan merchandise on the air?
No.
Dicky Bear, tell us the rule. Can the band member wear their own merchandise, and can a fan show up to the to a show wearing the band's merchandise or listening to the music on the way there?
All right. That's a crime that you're guilty of. I've seen you in pictures.
What's the crime? Which crime?
As a kid.
Which crime? Which crime is it?
Standing with Newfound Glory,
Yes.
wearing Newfound Glory,
Yes.
and a fresh hat.
Yeah.
And Sullivan can do whatever he wants.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Possible. It doesn't matter. If he does it, it's right.
Yeah. What about if you're driving to a concert and and you have a packed car of friends? Can you listen to the band you're going to see on the way there?
I think you should. I think that's mandatory. I think you should. It's
I agree.
called getting pumped for the show.
I agree.
Okay. All right. Not bad. Well, listen, somebody that has definitely had plenty of shows and has a great brand new platform as well that we want to speak about. Better Than Ezra's very own Kevin Griffin joining us. What's up, buddy? How are you, my man?
Unbelievable.
Brother, I couldn't be better. And to see you guys here, I'm
Man.
giddy. I'm in State College, Pennsylvania, brother, on a day off and a little tour. So
Yeah. Well, listen, congratulations, obviously, on everything. You know, Better Than Ezra, still going strong, still playing shows, still releasing music. And on top of everything else, my girlfriend was watching this new JFK Jr.
In a Better Than Ezra t-shirt.
And in a Better Than Ezra t-shirt. And all of a sudden, I heard your song on it, and now, like, it's ripping up the charts again.
it's nuts. You know, we got a call like 3 months ago that they wanted to use it. And, you know, you don't pay much attention when you get those sync requests in the mail. You just say, you know, is the money okay? And MFN and that kind of thing. And then, you know, of course, we realized it was a Darren Murphy show. It was going to be huge. And we got 2.5 minutes at the beginning of episode 5. Not that I'm paying attention. And it's been really cool. Believe me, it's been kind of like a deep dive back into the 90s for a lot of people. Definitely for me, it brought up, we had some nights with JFK Jr. back in the day.
Wow. Well, you look like him still.
Thank you.
Hey, listen.
It's all blood doping and dermaplane.
I got the same thing. I'm 86 this Thursday. What's interesting is the name of the show is Behind the Scene. Can you tell our audience that doesn't understand when you say the word sync or how that mechanical part works? Because I remember when I was called last year when we did a song with Rome that we were going to be in a Christmas movie with I forget even the name of the movie at this point, but I had no idea what it even was at that point. But essentially, and I'll let you take it away, it's getting paid to have your music played on video games, music, TV shows, and movies, correct?
Yeah. So sync is SYNCH. It's short for synchronization. It's literally taking your music and syncing it up to a moving picture. So that's kind of industry lingo for when a movie, a film, a commercial wants to use your song in a placement. And as a musician, obviously, since we don't make much money as songwriters in the streaming world, synchronization, using our songs in movies and stuff is really cool. Back in the day, it was uncool to tout that, to like wave that banner from the stage. But now you're like, check us out this Wednesday. We're going to be on
I can't tell you how many times I've said from a bar on stage, hey, we're in Tyler Perry's next movie. It's called Chasing Glory. I still can't remember the name of the movie. Long story short, it is a freaking badge of honor, isn't it? Because syncing, and this is another thing that you should probably explain. You know, if you get a sync from, or I beg your pardon, get a stream from a Spotify, it's 0.003 to 0.005 cents a stream. It's not a lot of dough.
It's really criminal what we don't make as songwriters. Of course, on the master side, the actual physical recording, you make more money than ever. That's why labels are making more money now than they even did back in the 90s at the height of, you know, physical albums being sold. I just want to say one thing on Dicky's thing about wearing your own T-shirt. The only person who can get away with that was Mick Jagger. And when you cut the sleeves off, suddenly you've transformed your shirt into not just a band merch shirt, but as a fashion statement.
That was exactly right.
Kevin,
Kevin, but Mick designed it too, so he's kind of,
You're right.
This is like my artwork and my band, and it was
He's
awesome.
pouring himself out as he does.
Kevin, what you were saying about sync rights and the way it was then, the way it was in the 90s, when they asked us to do Clueless, they basically, we went to that kicking and screaming at the time, and I was sure it was going to be the death of the Bosstones, even though it was Amy Heckerling, and she made Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and our manager was going, we had tax problems at the time, and the only way to kind of get out of it was to take that deal. But now, please, Amy, if you can hear me, if you're making a movie now, could you please?
Please.
But it's a whole different ballgame, right?
I remember during that time, you're totally right, Dicky. It was Moby who really changed the whole thing, because up until mid-90s, it was super uncool to sell your song, movie and stuff. And then Moby came out with a play record, and every single song got synced, synchronization. He got tons of money, and it became really huge. And Moby was super cool then. And so all of us were like, if Moby's doing it, then maybe we could get away with it. And, and thank God we did, and it's still a good thing, and we get those cool syncs.
But it's still a shame that we have to. It's still like if the record companies didn't.
Well, let me, speaking as a baby band that got to skip, and I want to ask you this because I got to write with John Feldman, and our Raise a Glass song that you and I, we just released a couple weeks ago. He gave us the opportunity to go on tour with him right away. And all of a sudden, because we're learning about this business that we thought we knew, and I think a lot of consumers think they know what it is because of the old record label business. But two things have to happen, I think, in order for a band to advance these days. Number one, you got to figure out that distro sync, Spotify, iHeart, Apple Music, and everything else. And you also got to figure out how to tour with someone of some note. How do you guys pick, or do you guys pick the guys that support you? Because I'll tell you, it made us jump up, and Dicky, I think you as well have made me jump up 2 steps in the business. But I've gone up from 0 to, I'm going to say 75 inside of a year because of Feldy and you, Rick DeVoe, our management, Gunz, that promotion. How do you guys pick those guys?
We're super involved with that, because Ezra, right now, we usually play like 1,250 to a 1,500, capacity venues. In the South, it'll be like 2,000 seaters. And you want a band that's going to sell at least 250, 300 tickets to kind of push you from 3/4 full to maybe a sellout, right? And because when agents and stuff are looking at booking you and getting those guarantees that you want to make it affordable, you want to be a sellout band or close to it. So like for this example, this little run, we're taking out the band 9 days. Remember that song? This is the story of a girl.
Right. Yeah.
So they're affordable. They're amazing. It's just John, the singer, going out on acoustic with the drummer. But then we'll take somebody like Howie Day out with us from the early 2000s. Or we'll do a package like, okay, we're a New Orleans band. Let's do a tour with Trombone Shorty and Big Sam's Funky Nation and make it in New Orleans, Mardi Gras in July kind of thing. And the more we've leaned into really thinking about our openers and really putting out great merchandise, man, it's paid dividends. It's crazy, and our fans dig it. It makes it special, not just us going back out again, and and also getting a great synchronization too. But
Kevin, I'm so glad you're still doing it. I'm so glad you're still out there. You look great.
We had some good. We had some good radio shows with you guys.
We did.
Bosstones.
At the height of our powers, they were one of the best radio show bands, and the Bosstones did not deliver at that time either. But we were all there, and we knew what it meant to be there. It wasn't like, oh, we don't want to be here. No, they got up there and they delivered.
You guys were together in '88, right?
Yes.
Because our first summer as a band, I was dating a girl going to BU, and we were living in BU, and we would go see the Bosstones
in clubs and stuff, right? Like
in clubs, we were playing the Rat, the Channel, TT the Bears,
exactly,
all those places.
I didn't know you went to BU.
Yeah, no, my girlfriend at the time did.
Hey, what-
That's a good band name, by the way, Girlfriend at the Time.
I was going to say.
Yeah, that's a new
Just throwing
single
it
right
out
there.
That's free.
Yeah, that or Chick du jour. I think that
Chick
would
du
be
jour.
good. Hey, what do you guys have coming up next beyond the local tour stuff? How can we promote you?
So Better Than Ezra, we've got we're out. Just check out our website. We're playing Jazz Fest. We're playing Bottle Rock, the big Napa festival. We're doing Oceans Calling. We're doing a lot of festivals this year. We're doing a fun show with Blues Traveler at Red Rocks 4th of July.
Oh,
so
that's
we got
big.
we got a lot of really cool marquee shows. This is kind of our 3-week tour in the spring, and we'll do another one. We call our fall tour Legends of the Fall.
There you go.
That's what you know. Why we're asking, right? Dicky asked me to ask for us, so we could just hang along and start moving cases with you on the next deal.
Yeah,
Let's
take
go,
Sully.
man. Let's throw a package together. That would be rad.
Kev, I want to bring this up to you because anybody who follows you across social media or even is involved in the music industry, and that's one of the things we really love bringing here behind the scene is the fact is AI is massive right now within the music industry, and for better or worse, you know what I mean? There's been massive backlash, against something like Spotify, where you can literally have a band that's got no human beings whatsoever, and it's getting hundreds of millions of streams up there, and it's taking revenue away from other artists.
Right.
But then others say, and I kind of believe this is, listen, AI's gone too far. Like, you're never going to rein in AI. So how can artists, how can musicians, how can producers, how can writers, how do you work with AI rather than try to fight it completely? Because I think we've gone too far beyond. There's too much money. There's too big right now. You've launched a platform with our friend Sam Hollander, who's a prestigious producer and more. Talk to us, and songwriter. Talk to us about your platform. Give us the name of it and also the thinking behind it and why it had to happen, because I believe that something like this needed to happen.
So, good question. We launched a platform called Soundbreak.ai. So 2 years ago, if you guys recall, Suno came out. Suno and Udio came out. They're two different companies, but Suno's the big company. They're a $2 billion valued company already. But they came out, and me and Sam got together on a Friday, and we're like, have you checked this? We're typing, have you checked this out? And he's like, dude, it's crazy. We reconvened on a Monday, and he went like, man, this is game over. Because even version 1, you give it a prompt, write a song about my favorite pair of sneakers, call it I Love My Chucks, make it sound like early 90s indie rock, and it would come back crazy compelling. The problem was the AI model was built on unlicensed music. I mean, they just hoovered up and sucked up all the data available everywhere. That's why the RIAA, the watchdog organization on behalf of the big labels, sued Suno. And around that time, when I was playing with it, I was like, man, this is just like the late 90s when Napster came along with Sean Fanning, and we all know that Napster and BitTorrent streaming, it was too big, it was too good. It led to Spotify, right? And now the industry's making more money than ever, but the songwriters are screwed, right?
Right. So
immediately I was like, this is a moment. I'm going to use my old age and wisdom to try to advocate for myself as a songwriter. So I did a real quick deep dive, and AI is really the ability to take a ton of data, whether it's language like ChatGPT or music, and be able to predict patterns. And Dicky, you're probably like me. People sometimes will say, man, did you write that song or did you co-write that song? And I'm like, yeah, how'd you know? They go, I could tell when it hit the chorus, it sounded like one of your songs. And that's when I had my aha moment. I was like, okay, songwriters, we're really just a product of the music we listen to. We're a series of patterns. What if we trained an AI model on licensed music where the people that own the masters, they get paid, and then we create AI versions of your favorite songwriters and musicians, not sound alike voices, but their unique songwriting style, and every artist on the platform gets a piece of every subscription, and they get master in the ownership. So
it's almost a smart contract, right? Because right?
It really is. So you roll out of bed, you look at your Soundbreak dashboard on your phone, and it says, Dicky or Sully, your AI wrote 2,100 songs last week, and you got this much from subscription. And Hello Kitty 932 in Mumbai, India, the song she wrote with you 3 weeks ago and uploaded to TikTok has 3 million streams. So it's a potential whole new income stream for that IP that you built a lifetime building, but also it's a new way for like like Chris Carrabba, who's coming on the platform from Dashboard Confessional, said,
of course.
He said, dude, I'll go on my Instagram once a month and say, hey, man, this is my favorite song that a fan in Ohio wrote with my AI. I'm going to play it right now.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to play it for real. And if you dig it, I'll record it. So I think when that starts happening, the whole thing came from me being a musician saying, I'm not getting screwed again like we've done in the streaming world. There's got to be a way to advocate. So I got together with some really smart people in Nashville, a great coder, a great young entrepreneur guy, and we built this thing called Soundbreak.ai. Go check it out. You can make like 20 songs for free.
Good on you
It's
for
super
doing that,
rad.
man.
Thank you so much for doing that.
I can tell you, for young bands and young songwriters, I mean, look at. You think it's democratic because there's so many places to put your music out, but there's so much traffic, it's hard to get seen. That is the thing that's going to pop people
To
out.
hell with the young songwriters, the
old
old timers like me and Kevin that have been getting screwed for years. Finally, someone's thinking about us. Thank you so much, dude.
Dude, absolutely. And we've got like David Ryan Harris on it.
Wow.
We've got Grammy Award-winning songwriters like Sam Hollander, Jaron Johnson from Cadillac 3, Fitz and the Tantrums. We've got a lot of great artists.
You
coming
got Dicky
on.
now.
I would love it, brother. We'll hit offline. It's just fun to do, and we create your own 3D studio like Charles Kelly from Lady A. He has a studio in Georgia that he sent us photos of, and then he's like, I want a UGA, University of Georgia football helmet on the wall, and I want a putting green. So you can go into the 3D studio. It's rad. Just go on Soundbreak.ai. It's cool.
Awesome.
And I think it's a way to advocate for artists in this world. Otherwise, we're going to get left behind.
Thank you, Kevin.
Kevin, real quick, I want to ask you this because we're talking about the fact that you can with AI and everything, you can literally type in like, oh, I want a song that sounds like the '90s alt rock or whatnot.
Right.
What is your opinion on? I think there's definitely we're already seeing it, a rock resurgence. I think there's a ska revival, but I think especially that '90s era, it was like Gin Blossoms and You Guys and Counting Crows and even like the that alt rock kind of like the early Green Day. There's definitely
Goo Goo Dolls.
Goo Goo Dolls are bigger now than ever before. They really are.
Guns and the Crickets.
Guns and the Crickets. Yeah. That Goo Goo Dolls Dashboard tour has been absolutely ripping right now.
Huge.
Iris is
the
bigger
Blues
than
Traveler, Gin Blossoms.
Blues Traveler, like that whole thing.
Yeah.
So what is your opinion? Why is this music happening right now? Does radio still matter as much these days?
Because it was damn good, Gunz.
Yeah, well, was it just better?
Good
Was it
music.
just better?
Yes.
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 It's funny, when we were in the midst of the 90s, I thought there's no way this music is ever going to sound like dated or of an era.
Yeah.
But then you get away from it, and luckily, it's got a sound. It sounds immediate. It sounds raw. It sounds like a band getting in a room and playing with no virtual instruments. No auto tune. Very little. I mean, it didn't exist in the 90s. I think there's something really refreshing. And my day job is I live in Franklin, Tennessee, about 15 miles south of Nashville, and I'm writing with young bands all the time, and they come to me and they're like, we want to write a song. Like this new kid, he's just got signed to Warner Records. He goes, I want to do a song like this, and he started playing Circles by Soul Coughing, and I'm like, done. I can write that shit in my sleep.
Sold. Let's go. Yes.
But man, it's just cool, and people love it. And like last night, we played in Nashua, New Hampshire, at this beautiful performing arts center, and there were all these kids singing our songs, and it's really cool. People. It's nice because just classic songs, great songwriting, great production that stands the test of time.
Hey, Kevin.
Just never gets old.
Kevin, that Franklin area is pretty saturated with musicians. Do you hang out at all with Greg Camp? He plays in he's from Smash Mouth, and he plays in the Defiant with me.
Yes,
He's there.
I was in a private anonymous meeting with him a couple of weeks ago. I don't know what that would have been, but we did hang out.
And Pete Parada, the guy that drummed with The Offspring for years, he's in Franklin as well. I don't know.
Oh, really, dude? Franklin is so cool. You'll just be walking down. You'll be walking down the street, and you look over and you go, "Band guy, band guy, band guy." It's a cool place because it's super historic and feels like there's some history. But then you can, 18 minutes, 20 minutes, you can get your Nashville on and go see great bands and great restaurants. So it's a rad place to live.
Kev, I got to ask you,
know
this.
what I want?
Yeah. Oh, keep going. Sorry.
I was going to propose. I just feel like the world needs a Boss Tones Ezra tour.
That sounds great to me.
Let's do it. With Sullivan
I'm just
opening.
throwing that out there.
With Sullivan opening, all right? We need
Thank
Sully
you.
here to open for you, all right? Let's rock. Kev, I got to ask you this. In recent months, Norm Macdonald's SNL clip, The Better Than Ezra, of course, Weekend Update
best.
joke continues to go viral. Did you know about this? Were you watching live when he did this Better Than Ezra joke? Do you still get people that go up to you about it? I mean, it's still hilarious, dude.
It's so crazy, you know. And the bit was, it was Weekend Update, and he goes, "This summer, the #1 band on college campuses was Better Than Ezra. #2, Ezra." of course, that's but you had to have that Norm Macdonald, delivery, which I
If
don't.
it makes you feel any better, I'll tell you a Mighty Mighty Boss Tones joke, okay?
Yeah.
What's the difference between the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones and a moose?
What?
I don't know.
The moose has the horns in the front and the asshole in the back.
There you go. On that note, all right, man.
Kevin, good to talk to you.
And scene.
Thank you.
On that note, behind the scene, definitely check out. What's the platform one more time? Where do people check it out, Kev?
Soundbreak, one word, soundbreak.ai. Check it out.
Rock
It's
and roll.
awesome.
Thank you for everything that you do, Kevin Griffin. We appreciate you. It is Behind the Scene. We'll be right back after this. We are back here on Behind the Scene. I don't care what you say. There is not a living, breathing human being that does not go wild when they hear that song. Of course, that is from Lit, and we're joined here by lead singer AJ. What's up, my man? How are you? Welcome to Behind the Scene with Dicky Bear from the Boston's The Defiant, and of course, Sully Sullivan right here. How are you, my man?
Fellas, no, I'm doing great, man. Good to see y'all.
You look
Actually, I'm seeing two of me. Is that normal?
We see you. That's all that matters.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Cool.
But yeah, welcome aboard, man. It's Gunz here. It's Dicky and of course Sully Sullivan. Now Sully actually has a fun story regarding Lit. Talk to us about it.
So when we were a bar band, okay, in San Diego, and couldn't get arrested outside of Oceanside, California, and I would listen to this with my kids all the time. And we were playing R&B type of music, or like we did on Let's Straighten It Out album, or we did with the stuff I wrote with Rome. Rick says, we want to put you in a new direction. I want you to start writing with John Feldman, so on and so forth. I said, I want to do. I mean, you were the reason that we are now on tour with Goldfinger and Dicky Barrett, because honestly, it was that song that moved our whole genre in another direction and put us on the elevators. Unbelievable. It's so great to talk to you.
Wow, that's cool, man. That's very, very cool.
AJ,
Great to talk to you too.
AJ, talk to us about, Lit in general. You're still doing shows. You're working on a new album. I've talked to your producer about it. He is super, super excited for what's about to happen in these songs, like very ecstatic. But talk to us, the band itself, that song itself has had a second life, man. Talk to us just about what that's felt like.
Dude, that song is crazy. I kind of use the analogy, the rocket booster analogy, because over the years, that song came out 26, going on 27 years ago. And it was just a crazy whirlwind when it came out. We had been a band already for a very long time, like over a decade. And, next thing you know, it's like that. It's a 10-year overnight success, right? So it launched us and changed our lives like crazy. But then time goes by and you keep writing songs, you put out more albums, and it something about that song just always sort of had another rocket booster and sort of overshadowed everything we've ever been doing. Aside from the fan base as it has grown, everyone pays attention. But as far as on the radio waves and karaoke and cover bands, that one has dominated. But what's rad is right now it's not just that song or just Lit. It's this '90s, late '90s resurgence, and it's the kids. Our shows have been these kids are showing up, I'm like, dude, you weren't even born when that song came out.
That's been a theme. That's been a theme with our artists, honestly. And Dicky, the same thing. That's been a theme about the age of the people coming in. Can I ask you real quick, where were you and what were you doing when you wrote that song? Do you remember specifically? And was it a 30-second deal, or was it one that took days and days and days?
It was quick. Hold on.
Yeah.
It's hot here in Nashville again. I love it. It was pretty quick, man. It's kind of like they say, the best songs sort of write themselves, and that was, we rehearsed right down the street from where we were living, and in this big warehouse that we would throw parties at, and we would jam, we would drink beer, we would write songs, and we had been talking about the sound, and the stuff we had been writing was a little heavier, a little darker, and we wanted to sort of shift a little bit and have a little more of an uplifting, positive, just brighter sound. We're a SoCal-based band originally, and we wanted to get back to like sunshine and backyard parties and that kind of vibe. So I remember going into the warehouse, and on the way stopped, put gas in I drove an old Cadillac, we all kind of, those were our daily drivers.
Was it parked in the front yard? Had to do it.
Yeah, well, no, not that time. Usually not, but it may as well have been, because it's sort of like sometimes you forget.
I had to on the song. I'm sorry. That was too easy. I had to on the song.
I got you. Yeah, you got to take them when they come out. But I had a broken gas gauge on that thing, so I'd put enough gas to get me to where I had to go and what I can afford to put in it. And I used to call it my seat cushion bank account, because I'd reach in there and find change that fell out of my Dickies. We all wore sagging Dickies back in the day. I'm sure most of us band guys did.
Totally.
And I would literally just scrounge up a few bucks to get some Del Taco and a little gas. And I used to write down my mileage so I knew how far I can go. And I wrote down while I was sitting there one day. I pull up and I'm like, it's no surprise to me. I am my own worst enemy. Because every now and then I kick the living shit out of me. And it's just that, it's just that sort of pattern of going out and or whatever you're doing, going to rehearsal, drinking too much, getting in an argument with the band or with your girl or whatever, and you wake up to like, who do I need to apologize to today? And what kind of destruction, what did I leave in my past?
We're in Southern California right now. You should see the gas prices today.
Yeah.
Dude,
You're scrounging
bad,
nothing. It's outrageous. I wanted to ask, what year was that? Was that 1999?
That was.
Yeah.
I don't know if we wrote it. We probably technically penned it like at the end of '98 or something. But yeah, it was released in '99.
I was in the eye of that storm and saw you guys blow up, and it was
Right
pretty
on.
exciting. It was pretty exciting when that song hit the air.
Yeah, it was. Dude, it was exciting for us too, man. It's so crazy when you we started this band in high school, and back then, all that mattered to us was the more people we got to play in front of, the better. So, and the dream was make a crazy music video, see it on MTV, get to hear your song on K-Rock or, just on the radio in general. But when those things started taking shape, we're just like, now it's your dream come true. So you're just like, you're just high-fiving, and it's, it's a childhood dream of ours, and we got to do it together, being high school buddies.
And then AJ, which music video, was it Pamela Anderson that you had in it? Who did you?
That was Miserable.
Miserable. You got Pam Anderson, who, of course, like every male had the Playboy of, or like underneath their sheets, or up in the attic or whatnot. You get Pamela Anderson, Smoke, obviously Baywatch and more in your music video. Dude, what a time! What an era, dude!
It was insane. You want to do a deep dive? This is kind of funny, man. If you could find the English version, because I know there's one in German, like with subtitles, but they asked us to do to be actors on her TV show VIP. I don't know if you remember that.
Okay.
They're like, there was like a team of like girl bodyguards, and each episode was like almost like Chips in a way. And so they wrote an entire episode based around like our band. And so throughout the course of filming that, we became pretty good friends with Pam, and it was time to film a video for Miserable. And they, a video director came to us with the idea of, is that train gonna kill you?
Yeah. No, we can't even hear it. No, we like
what train?
We like hearing you go to your upper register when it goes by. It's fantastic.
Coming live from Knott's Berry Farm, dude.
But one of the things that also that you've, and it's been interesting because we just talked to Kevin Griffin here from Better Than Ezra. We've had like Sum 41, of course, 311 and more. And you kind of brought up before that there is a resurgence of this kind of music from the 90s and 2000s. And Dicky will say that, well, the music back then was just better than it is now, which I can agree to. But a testament also to that is, or by extension, a lot of it was radio was obviously massive at the time, but also MTV. And coming off Pam Anderson, I got to to go into somebody else, Carmen Electra, because there's, Lit was able to perform on like the spring break episodes of MTV. And back then, that was massive. You had every teenager and every college kid in the effing country watching along to, Singled Out and all that kind of stuff. Talk to us about just those experiences of like the MTV back then, and when MTV actually mattered and wasn't just 12 hours of ridiculousness over and over,
Dude, yeah, man. It was such an amazing time. Just not only for us as a band, like I was talking about, like a dream was to see a video, see yourself on MTV. That was like definitely a feat. But just the world in general, to be able to like get excited about coming home from school or whatever, turning on your MTV and seeing your favorite bands, because there really wasn't any other way to see it.
Yeah.
If you wanted to see what your band was up to. But yeah, when we started, it went from like seeing our video on MTV to like being on MTV every single day, and when we got to go to these spring break things, it was literally you're part of this like family or this party that you look around and you're backstage getting ready to perform for all these crazy spring break kids, and you're like, you look over here and there's Eminem, getting ready for his performance, and there's Carmen Electra, there's Mandy Moore, there's Fred Durst. You look around, Cisco. I don't know if you remember him at the time. He was awesome, but
thong song. I've heard the thong song.
It's because the name of the show is Behind the Scene, and I'm going through this right now, being able to tour for the first time ever with Goldfinger and getting to go behind. Yeah. It's exactly what you're talking. It's exactly what you're talking about. It's for young bands that are trying to make it in this business. There's a lot of really normal guys trying to make a living in the business, and it's just a crazy business. And I will tell you, all the fun is happening where you're at as a fan. We're either facing this way or you're facing this way. But because all the stuff backstage is, I mean, it's you're in awe and you get to meet a lot of great people. But it's what surprised me all along is just like interviewing you. We played this weekend with the Aquabats.
Yes.
As well as Unwritten Law and Zebrahead and Goldfinger, and it's just amazing. Those are guys that most of you watching can sit down and have lunch with or have a beer with, because and the reason you connect with them is because it's exactly who you think they are. And don't you think that really resonates through for true artists?
100%. And all the bands you just mentioned, I think I've had lunch with all of them at one point or another. But all really great guys. Aquabats, I met over the years, but we were actually supposed to play with them in Orange County, and it fell apart last minute.
Such good guys. Can I ask you? You mentioned record label back then. Obviously, we're entering a time personally in our band that the record label thing, and of course we're with Big Noise and such, and we're with part of Warner Brothers in the past. But it's interesting that it's not really a record label world anymore, because it's more democratic because of the Spotifys and the Apple Music world. But at the same time, it's a kick in the teeth because there's so much out there. It's tough to stand out. How do you think you would have released your music back in the day if this were the same environment? Would you have gone through the same route, you think?
I think about that quite a bit, man. I was just talking to my bass player about it yesterday. I'm like, because at the time when all this stuff started blowing up, one of the first things we bought with our own like band earned money was a camcorder, a mini DV. So we would literally record so much of what we were doing and experiencing, and we released a home video that's like, over 2.5 hours of just footage that we captured on our camcorder. And we recently put it up on YouTube, so fans that didn't get to see it can like watch it in its entirety again. But I was kind of like, dude, at the time, it was really, the camera was like our cell phone, and all the like shenanigans we were filming was like today's like, social media shorts or the equivalent to like a TikTok video or something like that, except for we were just filming all the time, and we just took all of those moments and had our buddy compile it and edit it. But yeah, I mean, I think
you were doing the same thing with less technology, really, if you think about it.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, we wanted people to get to see how much fun we were having and the result of our connection with the fans and how that escalated. And although we stayed like the same dudes, I feel like the Lit family, I'm including the fans and other bands, us all kind of going up, climbing together and capturing it on film. Then like we wanted to play it back for them and be like, dude, look at you made happen, and look how much fun we all had doing it.
AJ, that's very brave of you. Because at the time, I remember thinking, I hope no one ever sees how much fun I'm having.
Dude, I know.
It would have been Exhibit A.
Imposter syndrome.
Evidence.
But Dicky, the cool part was we got to turn the camera off, and it went away.
Yeah, like there were no cell phones back then either. You know?
Oh, thank God. Oh,
Yeah, nobody was talking about, what was going on in the tour bus, and thank God.
you were.
Dude, real
I
quick.
did see you at that time, and I did know of Lit, and we did play radio shows and stuff together. And you guys were having a great time, and you look great. You really do. Where are you now?
Thanks,
are you
bro.
in the Franklin area?
I'm in Nashville proper. I'm closer to downtown. I'm actually, I love it here, but I am considering like maybe sneaking out to the country a little more.
No,
kinda like,
don't leave
San
me.
Diego.
No.
Don't leave me.
San
bro.
Diego.
No, I mean
AJ,
staying
Franklin, go to
staying
Franklin.
in Nashville area.
No.
Yeah, Franklin's nice. I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
Hey, so tell us how we can help promote you. What are you guys doing next?
Yeah,
What-
talk
what's-
about the new music, and, and also like what's the difference when you're putting out music now than compared to the late '90s and what you've been able to see. Obviously, you put out multiple albums and stuff, but now there's a strong buzz for Lit once again, man. Talk to me about how this is going into your songwriting right now.
We're trying to really. So there's just like I was talking about, all the kids coming out to shows. So many kids that are like just yearning for the way life was in the 90s, and I think that's why they're so attracted to this resurgence of 90s bands coming back out. And we actually never went away, but it's cool that they're interested. And so everything from like the fashion side of it to the sounds and just the lifestyle, we're trying to connect the dots for those kids and let them know that, hey, we're the same guys, and that vibe and that feeling has not gone away. Working on a ton of new music right now. And as far as like when and how to release it, man, we're all ears. Like, what the hell? We're from the school of like putting together, 12, 13 songs and doing artwork, and and we still, I think a lot of our fans expect that. But I keep, personally, trying to get all the guys on board and management and everything. And I personally just want to finish music, a batch of them, start putting them out, and just. Here it is.
And I think that's the advice. I think that's the advice for all bands, young bands, is do it like that and get out there and play. Right? Isn't that the path to success in this business?
You can't really perfect it anymore, right? Like it used to be, you had to have everything perfected. You can't do it these days like that. You'll be waiting forever.
No, you're right, and I'm like antsy because we're out there on the road so much now. I mean, people can go on our website, litband.com, and you can see our tour dates. But we're so busy, and I don't think we have time to sit around and have meetings about, strategy is important, but like, what is the strategy? If nobody knows, then, what are we talking about? Let's just keep moving, keep the momentum, be excited about new music, and let people hear it. That's how I feel.
Excellent. Keep going, dude. Excellent, AJ.
Thanks, man.
AJ, we were just talking with Kevin Griffin. He suggested a Boston's Better Than Ezra and Sullivan tour. You want Lit to be involved in that too? So you guys want on board?
Dude, sounds like fun to me.
Dude, let's rip it, dude. Let's have some fun. So, AJ,
this is funny.
Yeah.
Real quick, back in the day, I don't know if Dicky ever saw this, but there was, it was on like Wikipedia or something, and then somehow it started getting around that I was Dicky's younger brother. You remember that?
Let's put our faces together. Similar mugs,
we got a side by side for the
You guys
camera.
do have similar mugs.
Well, that's when I had like, black hair, kind of slick, and it was like we had a similar sort of vibe. But
but so
I
did
don't know where it
Dicky.
came from.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. A side by side. Dicky, look at the thing. There you
are.
Yeah,
You guys do look really related.
A little bit.
Yeah, my younger brother.
You look absolutely related.
But now we definitely got a tour.
Flattered to hear that.
Now we definitely got a tour going. Lit. AJ, what are your favorite memories of all time? And also, what can we do to help you, as Sully said?
Thanks, man. I think you guys are, I love being on here chatting with you guys. The best thing really to help is just, send people to our social media, send people to our website. And, this is just a good reminder, more people that can hear that we're still, loving what we do, and that we're putting not only new music out, but we're on the road. And my favorite moments are always like the big shows, the pinnacle, first time we ever played, in England at, Reading Festival.
Yeah.
And hearing, being in a different land for the first time and just hearing, 90,000 people singing our song back to us. And it's the first time stepping foot on their soil. And what a flattering, like, goosebump moment.
That's so cool.
Those stand out big time.
That is fantastic. I love to hear those stories because we're starting to see it little by little now, and I can't tell you how emotional you get when you're a young band seeing that happen. It's crazy.
Love it, dude. Listen,
Absolutely.
AJ, congratulations on everything. Any idea when we might be able to hear perhaps a snippet of that new song or anything like that?
I not 100%, but I feel like I might start leaking some out.
When it's ready.
Leak it, baby. You know, when you get, we'll bring you back on. We'll play
I can't believe I got to interview Lit. Totally fanboy in here. I cannot believe it, dude.
Take care, AJ.
That, of course, is AJ from Lit. It is Gunz. It is behind the scene. Everything that you think you know about the music industry, you don't until you hear it here on Behind the Scenes.